All right, guys, this is Arash from Android Cowboy, and I have here an iPhone running the latest iOS 7 that you're going to find in the no in the newest iPhone 5s. Now, don't worry, I haven't switched to iPhone. I'm still a trusty Android guy. I have my Samsung Galaxy S3 here. But actually, what I wanted to do is run a video and show you how this new iOS 7 has been really inspired by Android and how there are so many features that were taken from the Android ecosystem and put into the new iOS 7, which is very different than the previous version. So right away, you can see if you use iOS 7, you can see the icons are very different. It's a much flatter icon, and some of this has definitely been inspired by Android. Of course, with Android, you can do tons of customizations and you can change your icons quite a bit, but certainly flatter icons is one of those things. But besides that, let's get into some of the real stuff that were pretty much taken from the Android system. So it tells you really Android is doing really well in the software part of things. So first things, of course, is notification center. So now with Apple, if you swipe from the bottom up, you get this new notification center, which you can see here. You can have your airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. You can adjust your brightness there, volume, and you have some apps here that you can run here. So this has definitely been taken. This didn't used to be on iOS, and this has definitely been taken from Android. You can see Android now has a swipe down here where you have some of the same features as well. And Apple has just decided to do this by having it swipe up. So of course, Apple always takes some things and makes it just slightly different to make it their own. So for them, it's a swipe up. So that's definitely one thing. Second subtle thing you may not notice is that, for example, when you go into an app, if you look at the transitions of how the app comes up, this is kind of new for iOS, the way it kind of zooms in and out. Um, it's very noticeable, different than before. And so that's definitely also been taken from Android. With Android 4.0, this new transition, as you can see, I've kind of set it here to be a little bit faster on purpose, but you can see those transitions are kind of the same, how it kind of comes in and out. That's been taken. That's been taken from Android as well. Other one is, for example, you can see on mine, I have a Google bar here that's always on every page, so I can always go in and do a Google search if I want to. And that's a sort of a widget that you can put in Google. And so Android kind of iOS puts this in a different way. It used to be that if you swiped left, all the way left, you would go to the search. But now what you can do is on any screen that you are, if you just swipe down, the search kind of comes up. And so it's kind of basically a hidden version of this, which is kind of slick, right? You just swipe down. So instead of having it always at the top there, you just kind of swipe down, and that comes up. So that's actually kind of a slick way to implement it. The other thing is, of course, Android has widgets. You can see I have a widget here. This is my Google Now widget, and there's some other widgets that I have here. Here's a Google Plus widget. Now iOS doesn't have widgets. They kind of put it into the notification center here. So even though these are your notifications, they also have kind of basically calendar and sort of what would be the equivalence of widgets sort of in built into the notification, since they can't put it on the home screen. The other big new thing that came up is the multitasking. Now iPhone has full multitasking. Not only that, you cannot bring up the multitasking by double clicking the home screen. So you can see you double click and you bring up all the cards that are running. Now this is very similar to Android, which was basically taken from Android. Android, if you long press, it brings up your cards. And of course, Apple likes to do it a little different. They have theirs horizontal. Android has it theirs vertical. And just the same way here, you can swipe away to get rid of an app. Here, you can also swipe away to get rid of an app as well. So as you can see again, something that was pretty much taken directly from the Android system. So as you can see, there's a lot of the new iOS 7 definitely looks much better than the previous one, and I think again it's very clear that they took hints from Android, took some of the best features of Android, and definitely incorporated it into the iOS 7. So needless to say, Android, I think, on the software version is doing really well, and the fact that it's many of its features are showing up, that are showing up on iOS 7 is is one reason that we can say that Android is really doing well, of course. And of course, iOS always does well. They sell their devices pretty well. They have really good hardware. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of the popularity of Android, and I hope you guys enjoy your new devices. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to our channel as well.